Millions are turning in their ballots early. Millions of others are waiting for Election Day to vote in person. Officials want to make that process as safe as possible. And let's get to ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie. And Mary, the CDC and our local Registrar of Voters releasing their guidelines to protect voters from the virus.
Exactly. Good morning, Jim. Yeah, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they've released some tips for voting safely during the pandemic, and they include lots of things you'd expect. Of course, wearing masks, maintaining distance from others, and washing hands before and after casting ballots. And the Registrar of Voters here is encouraging older adults and people with underlying medical conditions in particular to avoid crowded polling places by voting early. But if you are voting in person, the CDC recommends bringing your own supplies, a pen, tissues, hand sanitizer, in order to avoid contracting or spreading the virus. And here's another big recommendation. Limit your time at the polls this year. If you have a sample ballot, or you can pick one up ahead of time, you can save time voting in person by having that sample ballot all filled out, and then you can just quickly fill out the real one. That'll decrease delays and crowding at the polls. And at the more than 200 super polling locations across the county that will open up this coming Saturday, the Registrar of Voters has made safety protocols. They have a lot of them in place, made it a priority. Social distancing reminders, hand sanitizers. They have hundreds of thousands of masks and gloves for anyone who may need them, as well as plexiglass, more than 1,800 shields to create a barrier between poll workers and voters.
The public always expects of our office of integrity, accuracy, transparency, and security. And now we're having to balance that with the other priority of keeping everyone safe and healthy.
And each of those 235 polling locations has its own site-specific plan for things like sanitization and also the movement of traffic. Come Election Day, they do expect a big turnout. Reporting live, Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
Mary, thank you very much. And there are upcoming deadlines that every voter should know about. If you are already registered to vote, you can cast your ballot Monday through Friday at the Registrar of Voters office. If you missed the deadline to register, you can still cast a provisional ballot if you register conditionally. In-person voting begins October 31st at any one of the county's 235 polling places, and Election Day is November 3rd.